Hi family. Well, it's me again, it's Naledi, and welcome back to one of my videos. I am on a quest to record what I feel is in my heart, so the beginning is a bit shaky because I don't have an actual intro like most people do and have a nice saying, but hey, we move. So today is such a wonderful day, beloved. Wonderful in that it turned wonderful because it wasn't wonderful yesterday, so it's a Sunday today for me, and I just came from church. And it's not so much because I was blessed by a certain word and I'm pumped for the week, but it's actually because I didn't have a great day yesterday. In actual fact, I got into a bit of a disagreement or an argument with someone that I'm very close to, and things were said there that are extremely hurtful. And so I went to bed last night replaying every single thing that this person had said to me and trying to tear apart, why would they say this at this time? This means this, therefore, overthinkers will understand what I was doing last night. But I brought myself to tears by the amount of thinking that I was doing last night because I was so upset at this person and I could not believe, like, why would they say this? Why would they do that? And I am still hurt. It's not that I'm like completely over what was said. But as I went to church, when I woke up to get ready for church, I didn't want to go to church because God is a way of revealing things to you that are uncomfortable, that are unpleasant. And when I say that, I don't say that in a bad way. It's just that he requires things of us that sometimes we are not ready for. And as I was preparing for church, the songs I was listening to, the talks I was listening to were talking about patience. And, I was just thinking, yeah. And I got to church, and we often, when we've been hurt, we expect God to pay those people back on our behalf, right? But the spirit that I felt and the message that I received was that I needed to pray for this individual, that when I pray, I should not just pray to say, oh yeah, I forgive them for 1, 2, 3, 4, but I should pray that the Lord blesses them, that they might see not only the things that they've done, but just bless them as a person, in their own individuality, with the work that they're doing, with all of the beautiful things, like a good, genuine prayer. Now you can imagine this would be difficult for anyone to want to be able to say such a prayer to someone who has hurt you. I mean, where do you even start? Because it's not easy. It's not easy, and you sometimes even think, well, why is God requiring this of me when, but that's the answer that I got. And I've literally been sitting on that the whole day, and I realized that, the whole morning rather, I realized that often when God requires of things from us, it is little to do with the other person, but more to do with the work that he's doing within us. It is little to do with forgiving the other person and more about learning about God's love through that forgiveness. Because we can only meet God at a point of, I believe, where you meet who he is, his qualities, his forgiveness, his mercy, his gentleness, his kindness. And when we bring out those divine qualities out of us, essentially he pulls it out of us, right? Because all those qualities are within us. And sometimes circumstances will push you to do things that seem like they're not in your nature, and they're probably not, because the scriptures tells us that the natural man is an enemy to God. Naturally, you want to hate a person, or you want to be upset at a person, you want to shout, you want to scream, you want to not talk to them for the rest of your life. But I found myself having to pray, Lord, help me to forgive, help me to know how to deal with this person, help me to not take whatever it is that they said personally, and help me to not think any less of this person. And in fact, I want you to place them in their endeavors and for their things to work out, regardless of whether I will still be in their lives or not. But I want you to bring out the best in this person. And that's what God does. Sure, I mean, I think when we are hurt, we are all impulsive, like I said, and we want vengeance, but it has more to do with the lesson that we are going to receive, and we become better people as a result of it. Right? So I think this is just me showing gratitude to God, and I wanted to share this because I'm much calmer than I was last night. Last night I was in tears because I was thinking like about the whole thing, like, oh, this happened, you know. Overthinkers, I don't know if it's overthinking, but I think overthinkers will understand because we overanalyze every single statement and backtracking it to when this was said and you know. But I think it really cut deep certain things, and I came to realize that just because you part ways with, you know, someone that you care about or a friendship, it doesn't mean that it has to be on bad terms, or at least for you. You know, you don't want to be in a situation where someone mentions that person's name and you just go sour or whatever, you know. And you don't want to be in a situation where when you see them you have to avoid them. You know, we need to at least be cordial and kind to one another, if nothing else. We are all brothers and sisters in Christ at the end of the day. That's the reality of it. And I had to realize that it is not up for me, number one, to make people see certain things. I could be thinking that I'm right when I'm actually the one that's wrong. And that's the thing about arguments or disagreements. You are on one side and you solely and purely believe that your side is right, and the other person feels the same. And I think the image I'm thinking about now is 6 and the number 6. You know, if you draw it on the sand and one person is standing on this side and the other one is standing on the other side, to me it looks like a 6. To you it looks like a 9. Now we're looking at the exact same number, but it's all about perspective. And until you perhaps go to the other side and say, oh, okay, I see that you see a 6, or oh, okay, I see that you see a 9, we shouldn't be nasty towards each other during that time of understanding. And even if you do choose to walk away from certain things, you need to walk away with peace in your heart, knowing that you have no grudges against anyone. So this is just encouraging to, or me wanting to encourage you to let go of any grudge that you might possibly have today, something that you've been holding on to for months or even for years, that is not worth it and it's not worth your peace. And that person, they're living rent-free in your head, and that person is not worth it either. You know, no one deserves to take away your peace, but the minute you sit and simmer over what someone else has done to you, and that just replays in your mind or whatever it is, you've given that person way too much power, and no one on this earth is worth it. Just let it go. And when we essentially let things go, when we let go and let God, is ultimately saying, I'm letting go the way that God would have me do it. Because let go and let God doesn't necessarily mean that, oh, I'm letting go but I'm still better, and it's not the way that He would have it. Let go and let God means letting God dictate the letting go, or that's how I understand it. At least that's how we let God, and that's how we become one with God, when we start to understand His nature and who He is and what He expects from us and how He forgives and how He loves and how He expects us to love and how He expects us to forgive. He never said it would be easy, He just said that it would be worth it. So from me to you, I hope you have a wonderful day.